Healing and deliverance are the signs of an alternative kingdom, the signs of an alternative lifestyle, the signs of something different. You know what's a sign? A sign is basically a signature. All right, when you sign a document, that's what it is. It's a sign. It's a sign that you have vetted and ratified this particular document. That's why you sign contracts, to show that you have vetted and you have approved of this particular document. That is the exact same concept that signs fall under. These signs of healings. And that's why in Mark, the last chapter, it says, and these signs shall follow them that believe the gospel. These signs shall follow, signs, these signatures. Why signatures? Signatures are God's stamp of approval on this particular message, meaning that he endorses this, meaning that he grants the power to ratify whatever it is that you're saying through his supernatural power. That is what signs are supposed to be. That is what signs are supposed to be. All right? So Matthew 6:33, it says, and now this is the famous Sermon on the Mount. But seek ye first, a very famous verse, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. What did he say to seek first? Seek first. Seek first. What does first mean? First means the beginning, in front of. In order of preference, it is the most important. So seek first the kingdom of God. Seek first the kingdom of God. It didn't say seek first him. It didn't say seek first born again. It didn't say seek first faith. It didn't say seek first any of the stuff that we hear. It says seek first what? The kingdom of God. Seek first the kingdom of God. Here's one of my favorites, Matthew 12:28. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God is come unto you. Once again, we see here healing and deliverance. Healing and deliverance are byproducts of the proclamation of the kingdom message. Byproducts of the proclamation of the kingdom message. That is what deliverance follows. Because it shows that whatever is operating here within this host here cannot counteract the power that comes from the kingdom of God. It is what Jesus said, if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God is come among you. Meaning that the Spirit of God functions in concert with the kingdom of God. In other words, there's no Spirit of God without the kingdom of God. And there's no kingdom of God without the Spirit of God. Are you still with me? Is this making sense? Listen, I think you can tell my excitement about this message, because the kingdom message has been one of the driving forces in my life. That and the message of purpose. But the kingdom message is something that I'm so passionate about simply because I believe it. I believe it. The kingdom of God has the power and the potential to transform any person that believes it. All right? It's not a matter of if it works. The question is if you can believe it. That is where that's the crux of the matter. Right? Now, here's another one of my favorites. Mark 1:38. Here's what Jesus said. And he said unto them, talking about his disciples, when they wanted him to stay because they were in a city and they were asking him to stay. Listen to Jesus' response. Remember, we are to listen to him. This is God's beloved Son. Listen to him. Hear ye him. Here's what Jesus said. Let us go into the next towns, that I may preach there also, for therefore I came forth. In layman's terms, that is why I came. Now he's saying, let's go to the next towns that I may preach. But again, what was he preaching? We saw it earlier, the kingdom of God, the gospel of the kingdom. Mark 12:34, I'm giving you the verses so you can go and look it up for yourself. And when Jesus saw that he answered discreetly, he said unto him, Thou art not far from the kingdom of God. So Jesus is telling a gentleman here that, listen, because of your response, I can tell that you are closer than you think to the kingdom of God. In other words, it's close to you. You're almost there. Keep pressing. Here's Luke 4:43. I'm giving you the verses so that you can go and look it up for yourself. Luke 4:43. One of my favorites again. I mean, I have a lot of favorites about the kingdom, don't I? And he said unto them, I must. And I don't think you got that. Here's what he said. Listen. I must preach the kingdom of God to other cities. I must preach the kingdom of God to other cities, for therefore I am sent. Or that was the reason I was sent. That is the reason I was sent. That is the reason I was sent. We know that he was sent because Galatians says, and in the fullness of time God sent. Woo! In the fullness of time God sent forth his son. Galatians says it. He sent forth his son. And Jesus here is saying that is why I was sent. So God, if God sent him with a particular mandate and a mission that Jesus is saying here. And he is saying that I was sent to preach the kingdom of God. Luke 9:11. And the people, when they knew it, they followed him, and he received them and spake unto them of the kingdom of God. And here we go. Healed them that had need of healing. Why? Because healing is evidence that the kingdom of God is present. Healing is evidence that the kingdom of God is present. Listen, let me just stop right here, okay? The kingdom of God, listen. I can go on, but I'm going to stop here because I want you to see that this is the gospel that Jesus Christ preached. And these are just a few of the passages. There are plenty more. These are just a few of the passages. But here's the thing. These are the passages that even though we see God saying, this is my beloved son, listen to him, and we see a lot of the things that Jesus was saying, it's unfortunate that what Jesus was saying is not what is occupying the pulpits. Even though God said, this is my beloved son, listen to him. The kingdom of God, people, the kingdom of God. This is the message that Jesus came preaching. This is the message that Jesus Christ preached. And this is the message that he commissioned his followers to preach, which we'll be going through later on through these series. But I want you to see here that Jesus Christ, I'm not discounting him, he is a central figure to the kingdom of God. But Jesus Christ and what he did will never make sense to anybody. It will not make sense to anybody until it is placed within the context of the kingdom message. All right? So, this is Darren Wilson, and I want to remind you again, if you haven't done so as yet, please like the video, share it with your network, because somebody needs to hear this kingdom message, and also subscribe to the channel and click the bell so that when the videos drop on Friday, you will hear about it. All right? With that being said, my name is Darren Wilson, and I will see you on the next video.